Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to Clarity English Studio. We are so incredibly happy to have you joining us today, making English learning simple, enjoyable, and most importantly, practical for your daily life.
And a big hello from me, Mike, to all of our wonderful listeners out there, wherever you are in the world right now. Anna, I have to say, you look particularly refreshed and radiant today. Did you do something new?
Well, thank you for noticing, Mike. It's funny you should say that because I've actually been focusing a lot more on my self-care routine recently. It really does make a difference, doesn't it?
Self-care, huh? Is it that obvious that I might need a little bit of that myself? Okay, Anna, I have a confession to make. This is actually quite a personal story, but I think it ties perfectly into our topic today.
Oh, do tell. What did you get up to this time? I'm always curious about your adventures.
So for years, I honestly thought self-care was just, those things you see on social media. Elaborate bubble baths, expensive face masks, maybe a luxurious spa day. I thought it was something only certain people did, or something you only did when you had unlimited time and money. It felt a bit indulgent almost.
Oh, Mike, I think many people have that initial thought, especially with the way it's often portrayed online. But it's so much more than that.
I'm serious. But then last month, my sister visited me. She walked into my bathroom, took one look at my minimalist, let's call it functional setup, and she just shook her head. She asked, "Mike, where are all your products? Where's your routine?" And I quite innocently asked, "What products? What routine?" And she shook her head again, even more dramatically this time.
Oh, I can just imagine the scene. What happened next? Did she stage an intervention?
Pretty much. She gave me this whole passionate lecture about self-care, about daily rituals, about paying attention to what your body and mind need. And that's when it hit me. Not only was I probably not doing enough for myself, but I also realized I didn't even know how to talk about it properly in English. Like I know the word shower, but beyond that, my vocabulary was limited, to say the least.
Wow, Mike, you absolutely came to the right place today because this is a topic that is gaining so much importance in our modern, busy lives, and knowing how to discuss it in English is incredibly valuable. Today, we are going to dive deep into self-care routines, explaining all the vocabulary and phrases you need.
Yes, and I'm going to be learning right alongside everyone else listening, because honestly, I clearly need all the help I can get to upgrade my routine from functional to flourishing.
We all need a little help sometimes, Mike, and that's perfectly okay. Self-care is so foundational to our overall well-being. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good, inside and out. And knowing how to discuss it makes it easier to actually incorporate it into your daily life and even encourage others to do the same.
Exactly. Before we really jump into this fascinating topic, we have a quick request for all of you, our dedicated listeners.
Yes, if you're enjoying this podcast, if you find our episodes helpful, and you like the way we break down complex topics into simple, understandable English, please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button for Clarity English Studio.
Subscribing and giving us a like on your podcast platform or YouTube really helps us immensely. It boosts our visibility and allows us to reach even more English learners like you who are eager to improve their skills.
And please consider sharing this episode with your friends, family members, or anyone you know who might be learning English or perhaps, like Mike, could use a gentle nudge to think a bit more about their own self-care. It could be exactly what they need to hear.
Maybe they do. Okay, Anna, let's start with the absolute basics. For those who might still be a little unsure, what exactly is self-care? How would you define it in simple terms?
That's a brilliant starting point, Mike. In its essence, self-care is any deliberate action you take to improve your physical, mental, and emotional health. It's about being kind to yourself, recognizing your needs, and actively working to meet them. It's definitely not selfish, and it's certainly not lazy.
Right. That's precisely what my sister told me. She put it very simply. If you don't take care of yourself, Mike, you can't effectively take care of anything or anyone else in your life. And that really resonated with me.
She's absolutely spot on. Think about it like this, Mike, and this is an analogy I often use. If your phone battery is at 1%, barely hanging on, can you use it effectively to make calls, send messages, or browse the internet?
No, it's practically dead. It's unresponsive. I need to find a charger and plug it in immediately.
Exactly. And you, as a human being, are very much the same. Your energy, your focus, your emotional resilience, these are all like your personal battery. You need to consistently refresh yourself. To refresh means to make yourself feel fresh and energized again, just like charging your phone. It's about topping up your internal resources.
Oh, I love that analogy. So self-care is essentially like charging my own personal battery. That makes so much sense, and it frames it as a necessity rather than a luxury. So I need to refresh my body and mind regularly to stay functional and vibrant. Let's explore the different facets of self-care. It's not just one thing, it's a holistic approach.
We generally categorize self-care into a few main areas. Firstly, there's physical self-care. This involves all the actions you take to keep your body healthy and functioning optimally. It's the most tangible and often the first thing people think of.
Okay, so things like getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, those would all fall under physical self-care, right?
Spot on. Then we have mental self-care. This is about keeping your mind sharp, engaged, and calm. It involves activities that stimulate your brain, reduce stress, and promote mental clarity.
So reading, learning something new, maybe meditation?
Exactly. And thirdly, there's emotional self-care. This is about acknowledging and managing your feelings in a healthy way. It involves expressing emotions, building resilience, and finding healthy outlets for stress and sadness.
So maybe talking to a trusted friend, journaling, or engaging in creative activities?
Absolutely. These categories are often interconnected. If you neglect one area, it inevitably impacts the others. For instance, if you're not getting enough sleep, physical self-care, you'll likely feel more irritable or anxious. Emotional or mental self-care.
That makes perfect sense. I think I've been ignoring all three areas, to be honest. My battery is probably in the red zone most of the time. Let's start with the very beginning of the day, your morning routine.
Mike, let's be honest. What does your morning routine typically look like? Give us the unvarnished truth.
Okay. The unvarnished truth is I wake up, usually to the sound of my alarm blaring. Then I brush my teeth, sometimes. I grab a quick coffee, and then I rush out the door for work. That's, pretty much it.
That's it? Nothing else? Well, you did mention sometimes forgetting to brush your teeth if you're running late. Mike, we definitely need to talk about grooming.
Grooming? What exactly does that term encompass? Is it just about brushing your hair?
Grooming is a broader term. It refers to all the actions you take to keep your appearance neat and clean and to maintain your personal hygiene. It includes things like brushing your teeth, washing your face, combing your hair, showering, and keeping your nails clean. It's about presenting yourself in a way that makes you feel good and confident.
Oh, so it's like making yourself look tidy and feel fresh. I see. I guess I hadn't really thought of it as a form of self-care, more like a basic obligation.
It's both. It's a basic obligation, yes, but when done mindfully, it absolutely contributes to your self-esteem and overall well-being. When you groom yourself properly, when you feel clean and put together, you naturally feel more confident and ready to face the day.
You know what? You're completely right. On days when I actually take a moment to comb my hair, or if I put on a shirt that isn't wrinkled, I genuinely do feel a little bit better, a bit more put together. It's a subtle shift, but it's there.
See, it absolutely makes a difference. Small actions can have a big impact on your mindset. So let's talk about building a more conscious and beneficial morning routine. I'll share some of my steps, and maybe you can pick up a few ideas.
I'm all ears. My current routine could definitely use an upgrade.
First, after I wake up, I immediately head to the bathroom to wash my face, sometimes with just cool water to refresh my skin, but usually I use a gentle cleanser.
A cleanser is like a specialized soap, but it's formulated to be much softer and more beneficial for the delicate skin on your face, removing impurities without stripping natural oils.
Ah, okay. My sister actually mentioned this. She said I should really wash my face properly, not just splash water on it randomly. So, a cleanser is the key. She's right. After washing, I gently pat my face dry with a clean towel, and then I apply a moisturizer.
Moisturizer. That's a cream, right? I've seen bottles of it.
Yes, exactly. A moisturizer is a cream or lotion that you put on your skin to keep it soft, smooth, and hydrated. It helps to prevent dryness and protect your skin's barrier. And yes, Mike, even men should use it. It's not just a feminine product, it's about skin health.
Okay, I'm learning. Noted. What else is part of your morning routine?
Then, of course, I brush my teeth. But here's something really important that many people overlook. You should brush for at least 2 minutes twice a day. Use a timer if you need to.
2 minutes? Seriously? I probably brush for about 30 seconds if I'm being generous.
Mike, that's simply not enough time to effectively clean all the surfaces of your teeth and gums. Your teeth need proper care to prevent cavities and maintain oral health. It's a small investment of time for a big return in health.
All right, I'll definitely try to brush longer. That's an easy one to change. What about hair care? Is that part of your self-care routine?
Oh yes, hair care is absolutely a component of grooming and feeling good. I brush my hair every morning, not just to detangle it, but also to distribute natural oils and stimulate the scalp. As for washing, I typically wash my hair every other day, not every single day.
Every other day? Not every day? I wash mine daily.
No, washing your hair every single day, especially if you have dry hair or scalp, can actually strip it of its natural protective oils, leading to dryness or even increased oil production as your scalp tries to compensate. Every other day or even less frequently for some hair types is often better for hair health.
That's fascinating. I've been washing mine every day for years. Maybe that's why it sometimes feels a bit dry or frizzy. This is really interesting information.
Probably. See, Mike, you're already learning so much about optimizing your daily routine for better self-care. These are simple changes, but they accumulate into a greater sense of well-being.
I am. I feel like I'm already getting a self-care upgrade. Okay, so we've talked about kickstarting the day. What about self-care throughout the rest of the day? It can't just be a morning thing, can it?
That's an excellent question, Mike. You're absolutely right. Self-care isn't just a morning ritual or something you do once a week. To truly feel the benefits, you need to prioritize it all day long.
Prioritize. Can you break that word down for our listeners?
Certainly. To prioritize means to treat something as more important than other things. You give it special attention and ensure it gets done even when other demands are competing for your time. So you make it a priority, something that's high on your list of important activities.
Oh, so I need to make self-care important, actively choose to do it, not just hope I have time for it, or squeeze it in if there's a spare moment. It's about intentionality.
Exactly. You don't find time for self-care, you make time for it. Let's look at some daily habits. For example, throughout the day, I make a conscious effort to drink enough water.
Water? That's self-care? I just thought that was basic survival.
It's both, and it's often overlooked. Staying hydrated is incredibly important for your physical and mental health. Your body needs water to regulate its temperature, transport nutrients, and keep your organs functioning properly. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, and difficulty concentrating.
Huh. I usually just drink coffee all day, or sometimes a soda. I don't really think about plain water.
Coffee and soda don't count as hydration, Mike, and in some cases, they can even contribute to dehydration. You need actual water. The general recommendation is at least 8 glasses a day, but it can vary depending on your activity level and climate.
8 glasses? That sounds like a lot to remember.
It sounds like a lot at first, but once you start actively doing it, it becomes a habit. I keep a water bottle on my desk and I refill it constantly. There are even apps that remind you to drink. And you'll feel so much better, more energetic, clearer-headed.
Okay, I'll definitely try to increase my water intake. What else should I be doing during my workday?
Another crucial element for daily self-care, especially if you have a demanding job, is to take regular breaks. This is really, really important. If you work all day without stopping, without giving your brain and body a rest, you'll inevitably experience burnout.
Burnout. I've heard this word used a lot lately. What does it really mean?
Burnout is a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged or excessive stress. It's more than just being tired. It's an overwhelming feeling of cynicism, detachment, and a lack of accomplishment. You're so tired that you feel unable to function effectively anymore. It significantly impacts your productivity and well-being.
Oh no, that sounds absolutely terrible. Like your battery doesn't just need charging, it needs a complete overhaul.
It is terrible, and it's a very serious issue. That's why taking breaks isn't a luxury, it's a preventative measure. Even just 5 or 10 minutes every hour or two can make a huge difference. It allows your mind to reset and your body to move.
What do you usually do during your breaks? Is it just standing up?
Sometimes I stand up and stretch my arms, legs, and back. Sometimes I walk around my office or even step outside for a few minutes to get some fresh air. Other times, if I feel particularly stressed, I'll just close my eyes and breathe deeply for a minute or two.
Just breathing? That's self-care?
Absolutely. Deep breathing exercises are incredibly powerful for calming your nervous system. Taking slow, deep breaths helps to reduce your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and send signals to your brain to relax. Try it with me right now if you like.
Okay, let's do it. I could use a little calm.
Okay. Breathe in slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Pauses briefly. Hold it for a count of 4. And now breathe out slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Pauses for a longer moment. How do you feel after just that one breath?
Actually, that felt surprisingly nice. Calming. I can feel my shoulders relaxing a bit.
See? It takes literally 30 seconds, but it makes a big difference. You can do this anytime you feel stress building up, whether you're at your desk, stuck in traffic, or feeling overwhelmed. It's a portable self-care tool.
I love that. It's so simple, yet so effective, and it's something I can do anywhere, anytime. What about exercise? Is that part of self-care too?
Oh yes, Mike. Exercise is a huge component of self-care, particularly physical and mental self-care. It's one of the most powerful tools we have for boosting our mood, reducing stress, and improving our overall health. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be crazy intense or take hours out of your day.
Really? Because I always think of exercise as going to the gym for 2 hours, lifting heavy weights, or running a marathon. And honestly, I just don't have the time or energy for that after a long day of work.
And that's a common misconception that often prevents people from starting. You don't need 2 hours. Even 20 or 30 minutes of consistent movement a few times a week can provide incredible benefits. The point is to get your body moving, not to become an Olympic athlete.
So what kind of movement are we talking about then?
You could go for a brisk walk around your neighborhood during your lunch break. You could do some stretching exercises or a short yoga session at home. You could even dance in your living room to your favorite music.
Dance in my living room? I don't know about that one, Anna.
Why not? Movement is movement. The point is to find something you enjoy, something that doesn't feel like a chore. When you make it enjoyable, you're more likely to stick with it. It could be gardening, cycling, swimming, playing a sport, or even just taking the stairs instead of the elevator. All these count as self-care through movement.
Okay, I can definitely see how going for a walk or doing some simple stretches could fit into my day. That sounds much more manageable than a 2-hour gym session.
Beyond movement and hydration, another vital aspect of physical self-care that often goes unnoticed is nutrition. What we eat has a profound impact on our energy levels, mood, and overall health.
You mean fast food probably isn't the best self-care option?
Precisely. While an occasional treat is fine, consistently nourishing your body with wholesome foods is a fundamental act of self-care. It means choosing fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains.
but preparing healthy meals can take so much time, especially after a long day.
It doesn't have to be complicated. Meal prepping on the weekend can save a lot of time during the week. Simple meals like salads with grilled chicken, stir fries, or soups are quick and nutritious. Even just ensuring you have a good breakfast to fuel your morning counts. It's about making conscious choices for your body's benefit.
Mindfulness and meditation, quieting the mind. We've talked a lot about the body, but what about the mind? You mentioned mental self-care earlier.
Indeed, one incredibly effective practice for mental self-care is mindfulness or meditation. It's not about emptying your mind, but rather about focusing on the present moment without judgment.
That sounds a bit abstract. How does one actually do mindfulness?
It can be as simple as taking a few minutes to consciously observe your breath or noticing the sensations in your body. There are many guided meditation apps that can walk you through it. Even just sitting quietly for 5 minutes away from distractions and letting your thoughts come and go without getting caught up in them is a form of mindfulness.
So it's about giving your mind a break from constantly planning, worrying, or rushing.
Exactly. It's a way to reduce mental clutter and find a sense of inner calm. It helps you manage stress and gain perspective. Just like physical exercise strengthens your body, mindfulness strengthens your mental resilience.
Evening routines, winding down for rest. Okay, so I'm trying to hydrate, take breaks, move my body, and eat better throughout the day. Now, what about evening routines? How do you prepare yourself for sleep and wind down at night?
Winding down. This is truly one of my favorite parts of the day, and it's absolutely crucial for good sleep and recovery. To wind down means to gradually relax and slow down after being busy or active throughout the day. It's like gently decelerating before you come to a complete stop.
Like preparing your mind and body for sleep. I guess you can't just go from full speed to zero in an instant.
Exactly. Your body and mind need a clear signal that it's time to transition from activity to rest. You can't just work, staring at screens into the last minute and then expect to suddenly fall asleep peacefully. That's literally what I do, though. I work until I'm absolutely exhausted, and then I practically collapse into bed, only to lie there for ages with my mind still racing.
Mike, no wonder you're often tired and feel a bit run down. That's a recipe for restless nights. You absolutely need a proper evening routine to facilitate restful sleep.
Okay, teach me. What do you do first to wind down? I need actionable steps.
About an hour or two before my intended bedtime, the first thing I do is actively tune out from all the digital noise and work-related distractions.
Tune out? What exactly does that mean in practice?
To tune out means to intentionally ignore or block out distractions and focus on yourself in your inner state. For me, that means turning off work notifications on my phone and computer, putting my phone on silent, and trying to avoid checking emails or social media. I'm giving my brain a break from all that constant information processing and the bright, stimulating light from screens. The blue light emitted by phones and tablets can actually suppress melatonin production, which is the hormone that helps you sleep.
Oh, that's hard for me. I'm always checking my phone, even right before I close my eyes. It's like a reflex.
I know. It's a challenge for almost everyone in our digitally connected world, but your brain desperately needs a break from all that constant information processing and the bright, stimulating light from screens. The blue light emitted by phones and tablets can actually suppress melatonin production, which is the hormone that helps you sleep.
That makes so much sense. I've heard about the blue light, but I haven't taken it seriously. What else is part of your evening routine?
Then I love to take a warm shower, or sometimes a relaxing bath. The warm water helps to relax your muscles, soothe tension, and gradually lower your body temperature once you get out, which signals to your body that it's time for sleep.
I usually take my showers in the morning to wake up.
You can absolutely do both. A morning shower is invigorating, meaning it makes you feel fresh and energetic. An evening shower or bath is meant to be calming and helps you relax. They serve different purposes.
Interesting. I might have to incorporate an evening shower into my routine. What about after the shower? Any other products I should know about?
Yes, after the shower, I have a very simple but consistent skincare routine. I wash my face again, using a gentle cleanser to remove any makeup or impurities from the day. Then I apply a night cream.
Night cream. Is that different from the moisturizer you use in the morning?
Yes, it is. Night creams are usually richer and thicker than day moisturizers because your skin does most of its repair and regeneration work while you sleep. They often contain ingredients that aid in cellular turnover and hydration, specifically designed for overnight use.
Wow, there's so much I didn't know about daily routines and self-care. My sister was right.
That's perfectly okay, Mike. The important thing is you're learning now. Another thing I try to do, not every single night, but a few times a week, is to pamper myself a little bit.
Pamper? That's a new word for me. What does it mean?
To pamper yourself means to treat yourself with special care and attention, often in a luxurious or indulgent way. It's about doing something nice just for you, to make yourself feel good and appreciated. It's a little treat.
Like, what sort of things? Give me some examples of pampering.
Maybe I'll put on a hydrating face mask once a week, or I'll use a really nice body lotion that has a beautiful, calming scent. Sometimes I'll even give myself a hand massage.
A hand massage by yourself? How does that work?
Yes, exactly. Just rubbing lotion into my hands and fingers, slowly and gently, focusing on the sensations. It feels incredibly relaxing and helps to release any tension I might be holding. It's a small, simple act of kindness to my own body.
Huh. I never thought about that. So, pampering is like consciously treating yourself well, giving yourself a little extra TLC, tender loving care?
Precisely. It's about giving yourself a little extra love and care, especially on days when you feel you need it most. It's not about being extravagant, it's about acknowledging your needs and responding to them.
I really like that idea. What about reading before bed? Is that considered self-care?
Absolutely. Reading is a fantastic way to wind down and transition into sleep. It engages your mind in a gentle way, helping to distract you from daily worries and prepare you for rest. It's definitely better than looking at your phone screen.
Why is reading better than scrolling on my phone? Is it just about avoiding notifications?
It's more than just notifications. As we mentioned, phone screens emit blue light, which can interfere with your body's natural production of melatonin, the hormone that makes you feel sleepy. Books, on the other hand, don't have that problem. They provide a calm, screen-free activity that signals to your brain that it's time to settle down.
Oh, that's why I can't fall asleep sometimes. Even when I'm exhausted, my mind is still buzzing from being on my phone in bed.
Okay, I'm feeling much more educated about physical self-care in evening routines. Now, Anna, let's shift our focus to something equally, if not more important, mental and emotional self-care. How do we take care of our minds and protect our inner peace?
Oh, this is incredibly important, Mike, especially in our fast-paced world. Mental and emotional self-care is about proactively managing stress, nurturing your emotional well-being, and protecting your peace.
Protecting your peace. I really like that phrase. What does that mean to you in practical terms?
To me, it means setting boundaries, both with others and with yourself, to ensure that you're not constantly overwhelmed or drained. It means consciously choosing not to let external things or other people's problems disturb your calm and happiness. Sometimes this involves saying no to things.
Saying no? But isn't that rude? I was always taught to be polite and agreeable.
Not at all, Mike. It's actually a crucial act of self-respect and self-preservation. If someone asks you to do something and you're already too tired, too busy, or it simply doesn't align with your priorities, it's perfectly acceptable to politely decline. You can say, I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now. Or, I'm already stretched a bit thin, so I'll have to pass this time.
I'm terrible at saying no. I always say yes to everything, even if I don't want to do it or don't have the capacity. And then I end up feeling completely exhausted, resentful, and overwhelmed.
That, my friend, is a classic sign of what we call self-neglect.
Self-neglect? That sounds quite serious.
It can be. Self-neglect is when you forget or ignore your own needs, well-being, and care. You consistently put everyone else first, your job, your friends, your family, and yourself last. You essentially push your own needs to the bottom of the list.
Oh, I definitely do that. It feels like there's always someone else who needs my attention or something more urgent to do.
Many people do, Mike. It's a common pattern, especially for caring individuals. But you need to remember this powerful idiom. You can't pour from an empty cup.
You can't pour from an empty cup. What does that mean exactly?
It's a metaphor. Imagine you have a cup, and that cup represents your energy, your patience, your emotional reserves. If your cup is empty, if you are empty, tired, stressed, and exhausted, you have absolutely nothing left to give to anyone else. You can't effectively help or support others if you haven't first replenished your own resources. You need to fill your own cup first.
By taking care of myself, by actively recharging my own battery, to use our earlier analogy.
Exactly. By consistently getting enough sleep, eating well, taking regular breaks, setting boundaries, and saying no when you need to. This isn't selfish. It's essential for you to be able to show up as your best self for others.
This is really eye-opening, Anna. I never thought about it this way before. I always saw self-care as a luxury, not a prerequisite for being effective.
A lot of people don't, Mike. They mistakenly think self-care is indulgent or selfish, but it's actually a fundamental necessity for sustainable well-being and productivity.
So, what are some other practical ways to practice mental and emotional self-care, beyond setting boundaries and saying no?
Let's see. One fantastic way is by nurturing your social connections. Talking to friends, spending quality time with loved ones, or simply having a good laugh can do wonders for your emotional state. It helps you feel connected and supported.
I agree. Positive social interactions are like balm for the soul.
Another great one is spending time in nature. Even if it's just a walk in a local park, being outdoors, surrounded by trees, listening to birdsong, or feeling the sun on your skin can significantly reduce stress and improve your mood. It's grounding and calming.
I definitely feel that when I get out for a hike. It's like a reset button for my brain.
And then there are hobbies. Engaging in activities you genuinely enjoy simply for the pleasure of it is powerful mental self-care. It could be painting, playing a musical instrument, gardening, cooking, writing, or anything that sparks your creativity and joy.
Hobbies, yes. I used to love to paint, but I stopped years ago because I convinced myself I was too busy, that I didn't have time.
See? That's self-neglect again, Mike. Hobbies are not a waste of time. They are vital for refreshing your mind, sparking joy, and giving you a sense of accomplishment outside of your work. They allow your brain to switch gears and recharge.
You're absolutely right. I should definitely start painting again. I miss it.
You absolutely should. Even just 30 minutes a week can make a huge difference to your mental well-being. It's about creating space for joy. Journaling and reflection. Understanding your inner world. Another powerful tool for mental and emotional self-care is journaling or simply taking time for reflection. It doesn't have to be formal. Just writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences can provide immense clarity.
So it's about getting things out of your head and onto paper.
Exactly. When you journal, you create a space to process emotions, identify patterns in your thoughts, and gain perspective on challenges. It can help reduce anxiety, improve self-awareness, and even boost problem-solving skills. Just 10 to 15 minutes of free-form writing can be incredibly therapeutic. Limiting negative inputs, curating your environment.
And what about actively protecting your mind from things that drain it?
That's a critical part of mental self-care, consciously limiting your exposure to negative inputs. This could mean reducing your time on social media if it makes you feel bad, being mindful of how much news you consume, or even setting boundaries with people who are consistently negative or draining.
So it's not just about adding good things, but also removing harmful ones, curating your mental environment, so to speak.
Precisely. You have control over what you allow into your mental space. Choosing to protect that space is a profound act of self-care. Useful phrases for self-care conversations.
Okay, I'm completely convinced now. Self-care is important, and I genuinely need to start doing it properly. I feel like I have so many new ideas.
I'm so glad, Mike. That's exactly what we hoped for. Now let's practice some useful phrases for talking about self-care in English, because it's a topic you might want to discuss with friends, family, or even colleagues.
Yes, because sometimes I want to explain this stuff to my friends or express my own needs, but I don't know the right English words or natural phrases to use.
Perfect. So imagine someone asks you, how do you relax after a busy day at work? You could respond with phrases like, I like to wind down by reading a good book and listening to some calming music. Or, I try to tune out from my phone and take a warm bath.
Or my favorite way to refresh myself is by going for a walk in nature.
Those are great. Or if someone looks at you and says, you seem really tired lately, you could say, I know, I haven't been prioritizing my self-care routines and I'm starting to feel burnt out.
Or, I've been a bit guilty of self-neglect recently, and it's catching up to me.
Exactly. And if you need to take a break or step away from a demanding situation, you can use phrases like, I need to take care of myself today, so I'm going to step away for a bit. Or, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, so I need to recharge my battery.
Or, I need to say no to that commitment as I'm trying to protect my peace.
Yes, those are all natural, polite, and assertive ways to express your needs without feeling guilty. This is so empowering. What if you want to gently suggest to a friend that they should take better care of themselves in a kind way? You could say, hey, don't forget to pamper yourself sometimes. You deserve a little treat. Or, make sure you're not neglecting yourself. It's important to fill your own cup.
Or, it looks like you might be heading for burnout. Have you considered taking a proper break?
These phrases are so helpful, Anna. They give me the language to not only talk about my own self-care, but also to encourage others, which is something I want to do more of.
They really are. And remember, talking about self-care, mental health, and emotional well-being is becoming more and more common and accepted in English-speaking cultures. There's less stigma now than there used to be.
That's really good to hear. People used to think it was weird or a sign of weakness to talk about needing a break or taking care of yourself. Exactly. But now we understand that taking care of yourself is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes effort, self-awareness, and discipline to maintain your well-being. It means you're taking responsibility for your health.
I completely agree. It truly does take conscious effort and consistent discipline, especially when life gets busy.
It does. Okay, Mike, let's do a quick but comprehensive review of all the important vocabulary and phrases we've learned today to make sure they really stick with our listeners.
Yes, let's solidify this self-care toolkit. So we started with grooming, which means taking care of your appearance and hygiene, like washing your face and brushing your teeth.
Perfect. And to prioritize means to make something more important than other things, to give it special attention.
Then we have to wind down, which means to relax and slow down after being busy or active, especially before sleep.
Excellent. And to pamper yourself means to treat yourself with special care and attention, to indulge a little bit.
To refresh means to make yourself feel fresh and energized again, like charging your phone battery.
Yes, and to tune out means to ignore distractions and focus on yourself, often referring to digital detox.
Burnout is that extreme physical, emotional, and mental tiredness caused by working too much without rest.
Exactly. And finally, self neglect is when you forget or ignore taking care of your own needs, often putting everyone else first.
Wow, Anna, we covered a lot of incredibly important words and concepts today. This isn't just about English vocabulary, it's about life skills.
We absolutely did, and all of them are so useful for having meaningful conversations about self care and well being in English, which is becoming increasingly relevant in our daily lives.
I truly feel like I can actually have intelligent and articulate conversations about this topic now, both in English and in my own life.
You absolutely can, Mike. And more importantly, I hope this conversation empowers you and all our listeners to actually start taking better care of yourselves. Knowledge is the first step, but action is where the real change happens.
I'm definitely going to start tonight with my new improved evening routine. Blue light off, book on, warm shower, and maybe even a hand massage.
That's wonderful, Mike. I'm genuinely proud of you for making that commitment. It's a journey, not a destination, but every small step counts.
Thanks, Anna. Now, everyone, we have a very important question for all of you listening out there. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we really want to hear your thoughts and commitments. What is one specific self-care habit you want to start, or one aspect of your existing routine you want to improve after listening to today's episode?
Maybe you want to commit to drinking more water or creating a more consistent bedtime routine. Perhaps you need to prioritize taking short breaks during your workday, or finally pick up that hobby you abandoned.
Tell us in the comments below. Write 1 or 2 sentences about your self-care goal. For example, you could write, I want to start washing my face properly every morning and use a moisturizer. Or, I need to prioritize exercise more, even if it's just a 20-minute walk.
We read every single comment, and we absolutely love hearing about your lives, your English learning journeys, and your personal goals. Your engagement means the world to us.
And if you enjoyed this episode, if you found it helpful and inspiring, please subscribe to Clarity English Studio. Hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform or YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our future episodes.
And please give this episode a like. Your likes and shares really help us continue making valuable content for you, helping us reach a wider community of English learners around the globe.
Share this with your friends who are learning English or perhaps like Mike, who need a little reminder about the power of self-care. It might just be the motivation they need.
Thank you so much for listening today, everyone. You are all doing an amazing job with your English learning, and more importantly, with your lives. Keep going, keep growing.
Remember, self-care isn't selfish. It's absolutely necessary for you to thrive and be the best version of yourself.
So take care of yourself, refresh your energy, and actively prioritize your well-being. We'll see you very soon in our next episode for more practical English lessons.
Until then, happy learning and happy self-caring.
Yes, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.